I'm Rhody. I study art in many different mediums, and today I'm going to teach you how to price rugs. So this is a tufted rug, and I'm going to show you exactly how to price these. Now it's very simple. All you have to do is measure the rug. Just the measurement alone is very important. Now, it's not just going to help you price the rug, but it's also going to help any of your customers have that specific detail, especially if they want to put a rug on the floor where they need to know that specific size. So make sure you take out something that can measure it. Now, let's say that it's 1 foot by 1 foot, right? It's going to be very simple. It's going to be anywhere from $40 to $65. Now, some might say that's expensive, whatever, who cares, yada yada. We're artists at heart, we have to make money to live. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, so anyway, now that we know that 1 by 1 is anywhere from $40 to $65, now that can vary on detail or really just how you want to price your own things, right? You're watching this video wondering how, but you can also make adjustments depending on your area, your customers, your target audience. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, $40 to $65 for 1 by 1 foot. Okay? Now, let's say it's a 2 by 2 foot, which means that is a 4 square foot rug. Now, how do you figure this out? How do you figure out square feet? Because that's going to be really important. Measure the length and the width, and then multiply that. Just let's say it's 2 by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, perfect. So in an easier way, let me explain this, right? So essentially what we're going to do is, now it might go out of focus here, but let me explain this. 2 times 2 equals 4, right? This, and to simplify it, we're going to make a square, and then we're just going to do boom, boom, 4. You have 4 boxes. Now each of those boxes, let's say we take the medium, right, of 40 and 65. Let's just call it 55, okay? Let's call it 55. We are going to have 55, 55, 55, and 55. Now, altogether that is 220, okay? So that rug, if it's a 2 by 2, would cost $220 in my way, I guess. Like, I mean, for me, I'm charging 55, sometimes 65 per square foot, okay? Now, you don't have to do that. Once again, it can vary for you. You can change that. This is like, what I'm saying is not concrete. It is just how I do things, okay? So essentially, that would be $220 for a 2 by 2. Now, let's say it's a 2 by 1.5, which I've sold before. And I sold that rug. Actually, it was almost a 2 by 2. It was closer to for a 2 by 2. But let's say I was selling that, and how much would I price it for? Now, I'm going to show you a picture. This is the Tanjiro rug that I had sold a while ago, okay? And this rug was extremely detailed. It had a lot of different colors involved, and it had a lot of shaving. It took a long time. Now, the thing is that technically you could say, well, that would be around like 150-ish, maybe like 160, because it wasn't quite there for it to be 4 square feet. But the thing is, it took a lot of detail and it took a lot of time shaving, so I ended up pricing it higher. And I did end up pricing it at $240. Now, the reason why I did that was because the original 2 by 2, so I just upped the price because it was highly detailed. So it became a 2 by 2 in my eyes. It was already that close in length anyway. And then I also added shipping. So it came to $240. Now, some people can disagree with that price. And that's fine. That's totally normal. You have your target audience, and then you have people who criticize not only your artist, but also your audience. And that's perfectly normal. That's perfectly fine. If they can't pay for it, they can't pay for it. If they don't like your work, they don't like your work. Move on. And that's not me trying to be rude or anything. It's just, you know who you're trying to sell for, and obviously that person isn't it. So as another example, right, I had a 3x2, and I believe that was a Madara rug. Now that 3x2 would have 6 square feet, okay? That looks like a square to me, so hold on. So let's just make it more of a rectangle, okay? So this is the Madara rug. Now, this would be a 3x2. 3 here and 2 here. Boom. That equals 6 altogether. Now, if we were to do 55, 55, 55, and, you know, down altogether, every box, 55, that would come to what? 220 plus another 110, that's 330. Boom. Simple as that. $330. Now, of course, you can vary it, whether it's one color or just a lot of detail, up the price, or, you know, shipping far away, up the price. You have to remember things like that as well, especially with worldwide shipping. You have to figure out your prices, make sure you do your research on shipping and tons of other things like that. Don't sell yourself short as well. But here's another tip that will really help out with a new beginner tufter trying to sell things. I really recommend lowering the prices at the very start. Not a lot of people know you, not a lot of people trust your work and your legitimacy. And I mean, at the same time, you can post something and show like, hey, this is the first rug I made. And even if you're a god tier at it, right, and you did really good, sometimes people don't exactly trust that, because, you know, it's just how the world works. A lot of scammers out there. There's people who try to take pictures of other people's rugs and sell their own, and it's a really bad thing. It's a hard thing to navigate as an artist, but if you're new, lower the price. Share all of your stuff. Take pictures and videos of your stuff and put that out there, okay? So anyway, essentially, this is the simplest version that I can possibly give you. Now, of course, I priced everything at 55 per square foot, but you can do anywhere from 40 to 75, depending on how well known you are, the detail, and how many colors, or so many different things. But don't go too crazy with it. Still be modest. I mean, we're not like god tier artists, and we're still working towards something. Just remember that. And of course, if you have your prices way too high, don't expect anyone to buy it. It's really unreasonable for like a 3x3 to be $600 or like $1,000. You know what I mean? And remember, guys, this doesn't just count for these anime custom character rugs and whatnot, or that smiley face. It could be a square, it could be a circle, it could be literally anything. If you're into interior design as well, there are people who create not just characters, but abstract shapes and art, essentially, that you can hang up on your wall or put on the floor, and it just looks amazing. Even if you make a rug that is specifically for the ground, it's just a big circle rug, right? I have one right underneath. It's I think a 6x6 or a 5x5. It's just a big circle red rug. You can sell them. There's a market for it. Like me, right? There's a market for literally everything. And switch things up. try and switch things up, see what people are buying and see what people aren't buying. Or if you feel like you're worried about copyright, there's a lot of people who end up talking about like copyright and whatnot and what fair use can lay under, and or tons of different things. But essentially, just remember, you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You can also just make regular abstract art, create it yourself, or draw something, and then, I made videos basically explaining this stuff before. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update on pricing things because it should be very easy. But remember, economy, people, target audience, and your time. Not only your time, but also your money, what you're spending on that project. You want to make profit. That is the whole point of selling your art. Otherwise, keep it. Keep it, don't sell it. Right? Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.